What would you do if your home, the place you prayed, laughed, and dreamed, began whispering in voices that weren't your own? What if every shadow carried eyes, every silence hid a breath, and every prayer seemed to feed the darkness?
In the quiet town of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, 1974, the Smurl family thought they'd found peace after years of struggle. Jack and Janet Smurl, a devout Catholic couple with 4 daughters, moved into a modest duplex home on Chase Street. The neighborhood was calm, the air thick with the scent of pine and hearth smoke, and for a moment they believed they had left their troubles behind. But peace has a strange way of turning into something else, especially when something unseen is watching. It started subtly, a stain spreading across a freshly painted wall, a cold breeze where no window was open. Then came the sounds, footsteps pacing at night, drawers opening on their own, the muffled cry of a woman that seemed to seep from the walls. Janet would wake to the smell of rotting flesh. Their dog growled at corners of the room, its hair bristling, its body trembling. And then came the whispers, faint at first, then clear, mocking.
I see you.
Neighbors dismissed it as imagination. They said, old houses have their moods, but Jack knew better. When his tools began vanishing from his workshop, when the TV would switch channels to static and stay that way, when the children began screaming at things no one else could see, he realized they were not alone. According to the Smurls, the haunting grew worse as the years dragged on. Invisible hands would pull sheets from their bed. Objects levitated, sometimes slamming against the wall. Dark figures began appearing, tall, shapeless, with glowing eyes. The most terrifying of all, Janet claimed, was the entity that attacked her in her sleep, pinning her down, whispering blasphemies in her ear. Jack said it assaulted him, too, in ways that defied explanation. But here's where the story twists into the realm of conspiracy, because not everyone believed the Smurls were victims. Some said they were actors, exploiting the growing fascination with the supernatural in the wake of the Amityville horror. Others whispered that the church itself wanted to keep the case quiet, afraid it would reignite fear and superstition.
When the disturbances became unbearable, the Smurls reached out to Ed and Lorraine Warren, the famed paranormal investigators. The Warrens claimed to sense a demonic presence, not one spirit, but 4. Lorraine described them as a fallen priest, a violent woman, a dark shadow figure, and the worst, a demon that fed on fear and faith alike. They performed blessings, exorcisms, even recorded strange sounds, growls, screams, and voices calling the family's names. Still, the phenomena persisted. Walls shook violently, crucifixes turned upside down. One priest who came to bless the house reported being scratched by invisible claws. The media got hold of the story in 1986, and that's when everything spiraled. Skeptics, scientists, and even church officials arrived, each with their own explanations. The skeptics said it was psychological, stress-induced hallucinations born from years of hardship. Some claimed the Warrens were exploiting the family for fame. Others said the Smurls were hiding something darker, domestic abuse, mental illness, or even a cover for Jack's alleged misconduct. The church, cautious and conflicted, refused to officially label it demonic. But those who entered the Smurl home told a different tale. A reporter claimed his equipment malfunctioned inside the house. A priest said he felt a cold intelligence studying him. Even neighbors, once skeptical, reported hearing screams when the house was empty. In 1989, the Smurls moved away, desperate for escape. They said the haunting followed them, proof that what tormented them was not tied to a place, but to their souls. After the move, the disturbances reportedly faded, but the question lingered like smoke after a fire. Were they victims of a real demonic assault, or the architects of a mass deception? The official records closed without answers. The church gave no confirmation, the Warrens stood by their findings, and the skeptics dismissed it all as a tragic fabrication. Yet those who lived near the old duplex still speak in low tones about what once happened there. Some say if you walk by late at night, you can still hear the faint sound of a woman crying, or the echo of laughter that isn't human. So, what truly happened in the Smurl home? Was it a haunting, or a haunting of belief itself? Perhaps the greatest horror lies not in ghosts or demons, but in the way truth becomes distorted in the dark, until no one can tell where the real evil hides. Because maybe, just maybe, the Smurls never escaped.
If uncovering these sides of the story is the type of content you value, then don't forget to like, share, and hit the notification bell. It allows me know I'm on the right track.